Yo, yo, yo. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hi, welcome to the channel. Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I want to welcome everybody to the Sunday review show, where we about to run through the schedule. Y'all know the agenda. You see it right there on the left side of your screen. We're going to cover the upcoming fights for the next weekend. We're going to run through the ones that's coming up. We're going to do a fight recap of all the fights that happened this weekend. Everybody going to be able to get the results from those fights. Then we're going to go over some boxing news. Then I'm going to drop the link and let everybody come up. We're going to do some video review. We're going to discuss some hot topics, talk about what's going on next week, and give our final thoughts. This is the most structured show that I have in my lineup. This is the quote-unquote hardcore fans show, I guess you could say. Casuals always welcome. You know this is a casual-friendly platform. Matter of fact, I myself am a casual, for those of you that did not know. And then we're going to go through our final thoughts. But we got some open mic just to give everybody a little time to pull up in here. Shout out everybody that's already here. Shout out Enigma. Shout out Aircraft Carrier. Shout out Cash Crypto. Kamani in the building. Kamani, how come I don't never see you on Ladies Night, Kamani? You got to come through and click the link. I be seeing you in the chats. You got to come up and chit-chat with us. We got Dondrick them in the building. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, already supporting the channel with the $2 super chat. He says, take a maniacs. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. We got Ill Will in the building. What up, Ill Will? I ain't seen you in a minute. We got Lee Jackson in the building. Lee Jackson, I got to get that debate set up with you and Kadir. We got to get that little sparring set up. And the one and only, the person that the YouTube boxing streets absolutely love to hate, the infamous boxing hacker in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to boxing hacker. Cash Crypto, the homie in the building. What up, Cash? What up? Listen, last night, my husband fell asleep, right? He didn't see the fight. So we woke up this morning. I was walking around. He was like, oh, yeah, what happened with the fight? I looked at him. I said, baby, Lamont Roach got his ass whooped by William Zepeda last night. He said, what? I said, baby, I told you if he did not let his hands go, he was going to lose that fight. And what happened? He stopped letting his hands go. Zepeda took him into the deep waters and drowned him. He killed the Reaper. Zepeda killed the Reaper, y'all. Come on, man. Listen, I was really looking forward to Lamont Roach winning that fight. All right, my bad, y'all. What I was talking about. That's what I'm saying, aircraft carrier. He said, I told y'all Lamont was in too deep after round two. We gonna chit chat about it. We gonna talk about it because Lamont Roach had the right game plan. The first two rounds, I seen him. I say, okay, Lamont gonna shoot the jab, keep him at range. Soon as he get close, he gonna either let some combos off and angle out, or he gonna shoot the check hook and angle out. Keep keep moving with the jab. But I told y'all Lamont Roach is not a boxer. He not a boxer. As soon as he started getting caught on them ropes, I knew it was about to get bad. I knew it was about to get bad, but we're going to talk about it. We going to talk about it. Lot of things going on. Shout out to David Lynch in the building. Rip Sweets in the building. What's going on, y'all? Be More Bully in the building. Sexy Kendra in the building. What up, Sexy Kendra? What is up, y'all? Kamani. All right, Kamani. Friday, ladies' night, 8:30. I need to see you on the panel. Could you be having some fire takes in the chat? You know we taking over this boxing talk space. You know we taking it over. So come join the movement, Kamani. Come join the movement. Big Block in the building. What's up, Big Block? What's up, Big Block? What did aircraft carrier say? He said something I wanted to highlight. He said, I gotta come over here to the real. Them other dudes talk about the same four fighters every damn day. Aircraft carrier. And you now you seeing how they constantly keep accusing us of stuff they do. You see the projection now? You see how they be projected? It's strange. It's very strange. But let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. First, let's talk about the upcoming fight schedule. Now, I know I took y'all back with the scrolling fight schedule. Y'all remember back in the day? Because back in my day, we used to have this thing called cable TV, and you used to have to switch. When you wanted to know what was coming on, you used to have to switch to a channel called the TV Guide channel. And on the TV Guide channel, they would have all of the channels listed, like where you see the dates, it would be like HBO, Showtime, Discovery Channel. And then they would have the name of the show, the time the show gonna start, and it would scroll up like this, right? And you may just get on the screen and the channel you looking for scroll right by. So now you gotta sit there the whole time until it scrolled through all the channels. This is before you got like the on demand stuff, right? So I know I'm dating myself and I'm aging myself, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So I thought I would take y'all back with the TV guide scroll for the schedule. If you know, you know. Those that know definitely appreciate it. But let's get started. Let's get started. Jupe said they need to bring back the TV Guide channel. Damn, Slogan One said, I thought you were like 29. Slogan, I have a 20-year-old son, Slogan. You hear all this wisdom, you think I'm 29? Come on, Slogan. I have three grown children, Slogan. Three grown adult male children. I'm definitely not 29. Definitely not 29. I'm youthful, but I'm not 29. Slogan One said he was just playing. My bad, y'all. That's my husband calling me. My kids went to try to go see Spider-Man and it sold out, all this other extra drama. So anyway, what's up, Mr. Greg? Jupe in the building. Mr. Greg, my son won the tournament because everybody else in his weight class dropped out the tournament. So he won because everybody else got disqualified. So a win is a win, right? What's up, SBG Mello? What is up, Will T55? What's going on? I want to make sure I speak to everybody. Chef Jupe in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Chef Jupe in the building. So let's get started. It's really, I'm trying to be, I'm not trying to be, I'm being more structured with this show, but my style is not really like structured like that. I don't know how long y'all been watching me, but I do want to have one show that is structured. Have structure with my show, but it's a loose structure. I'm like a loose structure type person because that's how my brain works, right? I'm more like give me the outline and I'm gonna say the speech. I don't need you to write the speech word for word, right? Because that's how my brain works. Will T says Zepeda is ready for the smoke too since she Boxing Hacker, you know what's crazy? When I woke up today and I looked on Twitter or X, everybody was saying how different Zepeda look in this fight. Everybody was saying that. I was like, damn, Boxing Hacker must be the only person that don't think that Zepeda look different in this fight. That's crazy. All right. So let's talk about what's coming up next Friday because it's loaded. We got 4 world titles in 3 different countries, all on the same night. So let me break it down real quick. You got Johnson. Hold on, let me pull up the schedule over here because I can't talk and see. Hold on, y'all gotta pull up the schedule on a different screen real quick. It don't matter like how much you think you got everything ready. You don't. I need an assistant for real. Maybe I get my daughter come help me. But she gonna want to talk. She gonna want to do the show. All right, Moreno. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the big fights we got coming up. We got Johnson versus Thorsland. This main event is in Orlando. Shamika Johnson is defending the undisputed bantamweight title against Diana Thorsland on ESPN. And this one got a real story to it. Johnson became the first ever undisputed Australian champion in the four belt era. She stepped in where Thorsland had to pull out because she was pregnant. Thorsland ended up losing that pregnancy, lost the belts she gave up for it, came back 24 and 0. Now she's ranked number 2 pound for pound in the world right now. So this is her shot to get back everything. That's not just a fight, that's a whole redemption story. 10 pounds at 110 rounds at 118 pounds. So this is going to be a very, I guess this fight is going to have a very emotional outcome. She ended up losing the belts and her baby. She ended up losing the belt and her baby. So it's a lot that's gonna go into this fight. And Thursland got a lot that she's going to have to prove to herself. She's going to have to understand that all those sacrifices that she made was going to be worth it if this was her dream and her ultimate goal. So who y'all got, Johnson or Thursland in this fight? And am I saying her name right, Thursland? Um, the fight we should check out because that's a very, very, very crazy storyline. And the same night in that same building, you got Desley Robinson versus Tamira Thibault for the WBO and IBF middleweight belts. 2 title fights, 1 card. MVP's really building women boxing into a real platform right now. So that's another big fight that's going to be on that card that we're having. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure all my stuff is streaming. Make sure my Kick. If you're not following me on Kick, make sure you're following me on Kick. Hold on, to say my connection is lost. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why it won't let me connect to Kick. It's really tripping. But y'all follow me on Kick. That's the link right there. Now, the same night, we're gonna hop across the water. We're gonna get to Dublin. We got Aaron McKenna versus Itinoza Ohia for the vacant IBF middleweight title on Paramount Plus. Another empty belt. Y'all know how I feel about watching who's actually earning these versus who's just next in line. Then we got Anne in Leeds, England. Troy Williamson defending the British super middleweight title against Callum Simpson on the zone. My question is, why is everybody in the UK named Callum or Liam? Like imagine being in these classes in elementary school. Remember how it would be like 3 Ashleys in your class growing up? It's probably like 4 Calliums and 3 Liams in every single class. Or do Calliums and Liams only want a box? Like, why is everybody in the UK named Callium or Liam? Can somebody like just let me know like why that's a common name? It's a Callium, Liam Smith, Callium. Like it's just crazy. Yes, Mr. Greg, Strict Kick is a streaming platform. Remember how we was talking about me streaming and we was talking about the meta glasses? I thought I'd probably be able to stream that way, and I seen that I wasn't. So I went a different way of trying to figure out how I could implement streaming into what I'm already doing. And I think Kick is gonna be the way. So make sure y'all follow me on Kick. I'm gonna start streaming things like going to different gyms, my son's sparring, going to fights and stuff like that. Because I think like last week or the week before that, we went to Main Street Boxing, and that's Oshaki's Foster gym, and he got some sparring in there. That's an event that I could have streamed that day. Like all y'all could have came with me that day, seen how we go, prepare, talk to people, meet people, all those kind of things. So y'all make sure y'all follow me on Kick if y'all gonna be interested in those type of things. I'm currently streaming on both platforms right now, but it's telling me that it's unavailable. So, oh, there we go. It's working. Okay. So these are the upcoming fights we got coming up. Those are like the biggest fights to focus on for next weekend. It's like don't make no sense for me to run down every fight every week. So we're just gonna run down the fights that are coming up the following week, and then you guys can take a look at the schedule. Don't forget we got Shields versus Scott coming up August 15th. We got Romero versus Lopez coming up August 22nd. We got Atama versus Herkovich coming up August 29th. We got Camera versus Mayer coming up August 29th. We got Ruiz versus Kanaba September 4th. We got Taylor versus Pilley September 5th. We got Garcia versus Ben September 12th, and we got Canelo versus Mbili. Damn, the date passed. You see how I missed the Canelo versus Mbili date? Now I gotta wait for it to scroll all the way through to get the damn date. Man, it's taking me back. But those are the big fights that's coming up. The rest of the fights you can see as it scroll up for the upcoming fights coming up. These are all the dates. This is where they'll be showed at. The networks, the division, whether it's going to be for a title or not, and also the location. Now, let's discuss the fight results from the weekend. Bam, there we go. Fight results from the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. You got Zepeda versus Roach. Hold on, let me sneeze. Zepeda by unanimous decision, 117 to 111, 117 to 111, and 118 to 110. And listen, he drowned this man. That volume, that pressure, Roach couldn't breathe. Every time he tried to counter, three more punches was coming back. Roach even admitted it after. No controversy on this one. The first world title for Zepeda, and he came out saying he wants to be undisputed. And the funny part is 2 days before this fight, Shakur was on X saying, Lamont, go to work so me and you can bang out for the best 135 on the planet. Fire emoji. Do y'all remember when Lamont, when Shakur put that on Twitter? Let me see if I can find it. Y'all remember when he put that on Twitter? Well, Lamont went to work and got his ass sent home. So that's the whole plan. And it's dead now. Which I don't think that Shakur was going to fight Lamont Roach anyway. And let me tell you why that don't make sense. And y'all got to stop letting these fighters just be saying crazy shit. Shakur Stevenson does not care about the WBC belt. Why would, if Lamont Roach would have won, he didn't win, so I'm not going to stay on this. But if Lamont Roach would have won, do you think Lamont Roach next fight would have been a fight where the belt is not up? You get what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any logical sense. But I digress. Let us move on. Then you got Muratalla versus Conceição for the IBF lightweight belt. It was the co-main event. Muratalla retained 118 to 110, 119 to 109, and 119 to 109. That was a wide, one-sided ass whooping. But here's the story. Muratalla said afterwards it was not his best performance. He admitted that he had trouble making the weight and said he's moving up to 140. Now, while I was watching the fight, I was like, why does Muratalla look like this? Like, I'm not seeing I could look and see he's not a bad boxer, but and that's like I was arguing. I think that was boxing. Was that you, Boxing Hacker? I was going back and forth about. I can't remember who it was, but they was like, oh, Muratalla be bouncing in. He on his feet. Because I was saying Muratalla looking flat-footed. He's just coming forward and back, like he looking real flat-footed in this. Like he just looked flat in the fight, and him expressing that he's having trouble making weight, which will make sense that he looked flat. Look why he looked so flat in the fight. But the fact that he was able to still overcome that and win, it says a lot about him as a champion. It says a lot about his pedigree, and it says a lot about his mentality that he was able to overcome having a tough weight cut, looking flat and still being able to win. So we might have just watched his last fight at lightweight, which means we got two lightweight champs crowned the same night, and one of them is leaving the division. Conceição came out, man. Conceição looked sharp when he came out. Maybe for like 2 or 3 rounds, Conceição was looking sharp. But then Conceição just faded. he just faded. And Conceição's an older fighter. I wasn't really expecting too much out of Conceição. He had a decent performance, but Conceição he just passed his prime at this point. He's been in a lot of tough fights. Conceição's a good fighter. It's a good win on Muratala's resume, but Conceição just wasn't able to keep it up. You know what I'm saying? But it was a decent fight. Then we had Conwell versus Crow. Conwell by TKO round 9. The bad news did what he does. Crow came in undefeated at 12-0-2 and got outclassed. Cornwell is still one of the most avoided men in that division. So Conwell went in, whooped on Crow. Crow was clearly outmatched from the beginning of the fight. Conwell was really on the inside. Because y'all know I got my notes. Y'all know I was taking notes last night during the fight, which I can't find right now. What the hell are my notes? Conwell was really in the inside and just kind of walking Crow down and putting the pressure on him. He was sharp. He looked good in the inside, and he was doing some great body work. It looked like Crow just wasn't ready for that fight. And he just looked like he was overmatched. Then you had Carell versus Randall. It was the majority decision for Carell, 95-95, 97-93, and 100-90. And y'all look at them cards. One judge had it even, another had it a shutout. Same fight. That's a 10-point spread between the judges on the same 12 rounds. It's not a good fight and it's not a good look. Let me ask y'all a question. How do 3 judges watch the same fight and see 95-95 and 190? I'm just asking. 95-95. So you went from a tie to a 10-point spread. Come on, man. This shit's crazy. But it is what it is. It's boxing and we know how it goes. July 31st, Wada versus Nesbitt. This was for the WBO female lightweight minimum weight. Wada made a split decision over 10. Close one went to the cards, and the split tells you it was competitive. Berlanga versus Butler. This is old. Okay, we're not going to go back to last week. Hey, y'all, they got Hackett versus Derevchenko. Hackett by unanimous decision. Derevchenko's the ultimate gatekeeper. Always tough, always competitive. Good win for Hackett. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. So let's cover the news. We've done the fight schedule. We've done a fight recap. Now let's talk about some boxing news. Let's read some comments and see what y'all got to say. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you punch the like button. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super chat. He says, "No 2 cent. Lamont was just an easy style matchup for Zepeda than Kerr. It was the exact same. Zepeda, just that Kerr didn't let him have any success." Shout out to Boxing. Then we got Big Dog Willie back in the super chat with the $2, and he says Tankomaniacs will be Tankomaniacs Hacker. Shout out to Big with the $2 in the super chat. Aircraft carrier say good assessment, 2 cents. Which assessment was good? Conwell ain't want no smoke with boots. Nah, Conwell, he a good inside fighter, but I don't know. It'll be a good fight long as it lasts, I guess. Jupe say, I think his team said it was a rough weight cut before the fight, so that's why I wasn't surprised. Think Muratalo will look better at 140. He a big guy. Yeah, he'll definitely look better at 140. Kamani say, I thought the same thing, 2 cents. What you thought, Kamani? Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's very hard for me to read the chat and talk. I'm like ADHD, so I'll get sidetracked so easily and we'll be all off topic. We'll be all off topic. All right, so let's cover the boxing news segment of the show. Mm-hmm. Where do I want to start? Let's start with this. Because y'all know we've been keeping up with this story. And I got a story for y'all that nobody in boxing space is talking about right now. And this one's got everything: luxury watches, a convicted briber, a blank check signed by Floyd Mayweather. And it explains why a fight y'all been waiting on just quietly disappeared. Y'all remember the Mayweather Pacquiao 2, September 26th at the Sphere, streaming globally on Netflix? Well, it's been postponed indefinitely. And most people just went, oh, another fight fell apart. Boxing be like that. No, there's actual paperwork. Let me walk y'all through it. Now, listen, this may be a conversation for ladies' night, but I just wanted to put this in y'all head real quick, and then we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it on ladies' night, the paperwork and all that, because you know it got to do with a lawsuit. See, because a lot of people they talk about boxing, but we talk about the business over here, and I think that's what really kind of separates me, because I talk about the business, we do paperwork, and we deal in facts. You get what I'm saying? And we deal in facts. So that kind of separates me from, the other content creators, because everybody got their own little niche that they got going on. So right now, the Resnick dude that Floyd Mayweather was dealing with, they're having an issue with the Resnick guy, $8 million, and whatever they got going on with them. So Mayweather is caught up in that whole lawsuit situation. So I don't think that we will be seeing the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. But we definitely are going to talk about that on Ladies Night. So y'all make sure y'all join me on Ladies Night Friday, 8:30 p.m. I need everybody to put in the chat. Friday, 8:30 p.m. All right, next up, and this one I got to take a victory lap on because I called it. Y'all remember a few weeks back when the whole boxing internet was telling you Devin Haney was trapped, Jay Prince got him cornered, Keyshawn's the mandatory, fighter vacate, blocked in, 2-barrel shotgun, and all that? I told y'all it was a work. I said these men are boxing brothers and manufacturing a storyline. Look what happened this week. The purse bid went through, Top Rank won it, and the numbers came out. Devin was guaranteed like 6.4 million or something like that. Keyshawn was guaranteed over 2.1 million, 75-25 share champion split. And then the WBO president, Gustavo Oliveira, confirms that Keyshawn Davis is not moving forward and rejected the terms. So let that sit. Guaranteed money, won at an auction, locked in, and the man who was supposedly the trap walked away from $2 million. Why do y'all think Keyshawn walked away from $2 million guaranteed? A lot of people are saying, oh, he wanted more money. Listen, how did he want more money? Allegedly, they say he turned down $3 million before the first purse bid. And then they saying they offered him $2 million. They saying he won't money. Guys, that's somebody that don't want to fight. Like, he doesn't want to fight. Like, these niggas sat around here, wasted everybody's time and attention. I don't listen, my attention. How can I say this? How can I say this? I am very selective in the things that I pay attention to, right? I got a complex. Lying ass niggas is very triggering for me, right? So to sit here and keep watching y'all play and lie and try to manufacture things for months, I'm just sick of it. I honestly don't want to talk about Shakur, Devin, or Keyshawn no more unless they're fighting. But I mean, I'm a content creator. It's a big topic. It's a fire topic. People keep wanting to talk about it for some reason. But I mean, none of this is making sense. I have a hard time continuously paying attention to things that don't make sense. I don't. If it don't make sense, Nobody can make it make sense. I can't see a different angle or perspective or something. I don't pay attention to it no more. Like that's just how I'm wired. Aircraft carriers say 2 cents. Your conspiracy takes are 100 and 0. Your boxing takes are 22 and 2. The only reason why I got 2 losses, and I'm not even 22 and 2 aircraft carrier, because the 2 losses that I got, they weren't definitive picks. But if you got to throw some losses on my record, then it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Um, So where's the trap at? Where is it? I told y'all back then that's not a trap. That's a menu. Jay Prince manages Keyshawn and he manages Shakur. The same man, 2 doors. You can't trap somebody when you own every exit in the building. And these men called each other homie publicly. Bill Haney called Jay Prince his homie, and Prince called Bill his homie right back. That ain't a war. That's business partners performing for the cameras. And now the trap opened itself. Devin standing there with his belt of the zone deal and no mandatory obligation. So that's not a man who got cornered. That's a man who got a free pass. Is the zone deal confirmed? I haven't had it heard it be confirmed yet. So I'm not saying he don't have it. I'm not saying he do have it. I'm just saying that I haven't heard it confirmed. And can we go back to something real quick? Keyshawn was made the #1 mandatory at 147 with 0 fights in the division. 0. Jack Catterall clowned it in the WBO's own comments. His #2 contender was Manny Pacquiao, who ain't won since 2019. So a man gets ranked #1 with no fights at the weight, forces a purse bid, wins a $2 million guarantee, and then says, nah, just asking questions. Y'all, I'm just asking questions. Now, watch how fast the story changed. The second Keyshawn's out, Bill Haney's out here saying he's disappointed. Devin won't be fighting Keyshawn. And in the same breath, calling out Shakur to forget the catch weight and make the fight. Y'all see that? No mourning period. Mandatory falls apart and boom, already pivoted to the fight that they wanted the whole time. That's not a reaction, y'all. That's a plan. Man had the next talking point loaded and ready. And I've been telling y'all about this camp for months. Check the catalog. PBC negotiations managed. The Rolling negotiations managed. Bernie the boxer, Terrence Crawford about to shoot them at the gym when they was in there with Crawford because Bill didn't want Devin to get in the ring and spar Crawford. So he created this whole big scene. Damn near got Bud about to pull a gun on him. What they do, manage that story. So it's a machine and it runs on a schedule. And then Shakur is running his own game at the same time. Friday night, he reposts Devin's old June offer for the 144 catchweight. No caption, no explanation, just a fire emoji. And the whole internet starts talking. Shakur Haney, again, free, cost him 1 repost. But that same weekend, he's rooting for Roach to beat Zepeda so he can fight Roach at 135. So he's teasing Haney at 144 and calling for Roach at 135 in the same news cycle. 2 weight classes, 2 opponents, one man who can only fight one next. Then Zepeda went and beat Roach Saturday night. So that plan is dead too. Look, here's my 2 cents. Nobody in this situation is trapped. Nobody's cornered. What we are watching is a bunch of men with the same connections and the same management ties using the sanctioning bodies and the media as instruments. Building heat for a fight they'll make when the money's right, not before. The mandatory wasn't a trap, it was leverage. And when the leverage stopped being useful, Keyshawn walked away. $2 million gone, no problem. Because the money was never the point. The positioning was the point. And my prediction on record is Shakur and Haney eventually gets made, and when it lands, they're going to present it like this huge, finally it happened moment. Remember, you watching it right now. It wasn't a miracle. It was a plan. And listen, chat, 2 centers. Was it ever a trap? And does Shakur and Haney actually happen? And if it does, when do y'all think that even happens? When do y'all think it even happens? We got 47 people in the building. Please be sure to punch the like and subscribe button if you have not already. If you enjoying the show, make sure you support the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Kick. Yeah. I'm just saying, y'all. We went through all of this with this situation, bro, and it's like, come on, man. It's irritating. It's really irritating. And for all of y'all that keep jumping through these hoops, y'all looking crazy. You're looking crazy. Seriously. Let's see what we got in the other boxing news, and then I'm gonna drop the link and we're gonna go to some video reviews. Also, we're gonna talk about the Mayweather thing. We're gonna talk about the Ali Act. We're gonna do all of that on Friday, ladies' night, because I haven't been able to I want to get all the paperwork and stuff together and make sure I get the points out. Javante Davis has officially rejected the proposed purse split and pulled out of a highly anticipated unification bout against Devin Haney. Haney's team is reportedly shifting focus back to Shakur Stevenson. Why is ESPN2 reporting that? When did Javante Tank Davis officially reject a proposed purse split and pulled out of a highly anticipated bout against Devin Haney? Hold on, y'all. I need to look this up. I need to see what they're talking about. Why does that say that? Hold on, y'all. Why would they? When did Javante Tank Davis pull out of a fight with Devin Haney? Okay, it says Keyshawn Davis. I'll say, why does it say that? I don't know why this says and this what happened when y'all try to use AI. Despite Anthony Joshua's second round knockout victory over Christian Pranga in Saudi Arabia, boxing legend Lennox Lewis publicly questioned whether Joshua should still belong in the ring due to him being knocked down twice in the opening round. And I seen Robert Garcia, he did an interview about I'm gonna see if I can find it. Robert Garcia did an interview about Anthony Joshua, right? And he said, I'm not gonna tell you what he said, but he said some interesting things. Let me find the interview because I want to show it to y'all. And I'm wondering, like, what is up with Anthony Joshua? I feel like it's something going on with Anthony Joshua. They really want to make the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight, y'all. Look at this. Instead of them trying to make the fucking Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight, because let's be honest, all three of them is done. All three of them are washed. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson fucking Fury. They're all done. But instead of them trying to make the Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight, they want to make Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. They don't want to give Wilder any credit or anything that I don't want to use the word old, or maybe I could say deserve. They never gave Wilder a shot at the undisputed. Never. They let Tyson Fury bring his big ass over here and cheat Deontay Wilder. They let Tyson Fury take the Ngannou fight when that was supposed to be Deontay Wilder. They made Usyk drop all the belts when when Usyk wanted to give Deontay Wilder a shot at undisputed. What is up with that? Don't say Wilder fighting Usyk. That's cool. Wilder got Usyk next, but Usyk dropped all the belts. Usyk dropped all the belts. So at least give the people what they want, which would be a Tyson Fury Deontay. I mean, Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. Me personally, I don't care to see none of them. Me personally, my 2 cents. I don't care to see none of them. But it is what it is. People are saying that. Think about it. Anthony Joshua got dropped twice in the first round, and then somebody came to Pringa corner and was like, "Hey, Pringa, you don't need to throw no more punches. Just go in there and get punched on by Anthony Joshua." That's what they told Pringa. Because he came out after stopping Anthony Joshua 2 times in the first round, possibly more because the ref didn't count one as a knockdown. Then he come in the second round and just don't throw no punches. So I don't know. But I think Anthony Joshua need to chill. I think Tyson Fury, like them niggas just need to retire, bro. Why do they keep making them fight? Why do they keep making them fight? I don't know if y'all see this, but it's funny, so I'm just gonna play it real quick because the shit is hilarious. Somebody really tried to come on my channel and check me about the AI videos I play. These boys is
Debo Dev called out our bluff, and now I gotta go fight Rayo at Zuffa and get knocked the fuck out. Please, Dev, come down to 144.
that boy say, please. These people be insane with these AI videos. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. As soon as I find this video with Robert Garcia, I'm gonna play it. If not, we're gonna move on. All right, we're gonna move on because I ain't got time. Where is it? Okay, I can't find it. We're gonna move on. All right. Robert Garcia did an interview and he said something to the effect of like Netflix asked him Netflix asked him Netflix asked him to come and do a documentary for Anthony Joshua because I guess they're doing a documentary for Anthony Joshua and he said no, he's not gonna go do the documentary because he don't want to lie. So I'm just curious, what does that mean? He don't want to lie. Like, what would you have to lie about if you go do the documentary with Netflix? And Robert Garcia, you lying now. We see you lying all the time. Now all of a sudden you don't want to lie. Crazy work. Um, let's see what else we got in the boxing news. Let's see. It's not really a lot going on as far as the news go. Let's check out the sanction and body news. Mm, Zepeda slams Roach's strategy. In his post-fight press conference, William Zepeda noted that Lamont Roach expected a completely raw brawler. Zepeda credited his patience, adjusted pacing in the opening rounds for setting up the late fight breakdown. So let me go ahead and drop the link. I've been going for almost an hour, last hour of the show. Let me drop the link for y'all so y'all can come up and we could do some video reviews. That's always fun. If y'all enjoying the show, put a 1 in the chat. You say the please is crazy. Usyk gonna cook Wilder? Of course, of course. They've been trying to make AJ versus Fury, but AJ always lose a fight leading up to it. AJ and Fury still got a lot of money tied in their name in the UK. No one really cares about Wilder no more. Robert Garcia been really chatty lately. Yeah, Robert Garcia been really chatty lately. I want to find this interview. Okay, okay, okay. Well, there's the link to everybody say that they're enjoying the show. We about to go ahead and hop on the video review. And last night I was trying to find the video. I was trying to find like some post-fight videos, but I got sleepy. I'm like, look, y'all, I gotta go to sleep. I got to go to sleep. Let's see what Lamont Sr. had to say.
I know the night didn't go the way you guys planned it, but just give me an overall thoughts on the decision tonight with your son and Zepeda.
Well, it was Zepeda came with a game plan. He came with his A game. We just couldn't get it going. Be honest with you, we just couldn't kick. We wasn't getting it going tonight. We couldn't kick and get. But he fought good. We battled back, but he was still in them rounds with little flurries, like 2 or 3 different sets where he would get those early rounds. I think would swing his way, and that's what the judges seen.
Why do you think you guys couldn't get it going? Or what do you think was missing there?
I mean, he slipped. You know, he was slipping good, but he wasn't coming back like he normally do. We'd talk more about it. I watched the fight with him, getting his head, see what was going on. But it was opportunities that we left on the table, a lot of them, and for some reason he just couldn't get it going.
Okay. He said he just couldn't get it going. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It looked like he would have success in the rounds, but he just wasn't doing enough. He would stop letting his hands go, and then he would get caught on the ropes. And then he would get caught on the ropes.
Just talk to me, Lamont. Just talk to me a little bit about tonight, man. I know it didn't go your way, but what did you think about overall how the night went?
Tonight wasn't my best night, but no excuses. Hats off to Zepeda. They came prepared, and when all else fails, you fight. And that's what I did. My timing was a little off. I was throwing one big shot, and they was capitalizing with the work rate. So, it's just a lot of things that was just a little off. And then on top of that, he was punching.
He said he was punching. He was a little off. I mean, it was what it was. It was a decent fight. Shout out to Mike Larry with the $99 in the super chat. Shout out to Mike Larry with the $100 in the super chat. Appreciate it. This definitely is gonna go towards getting equipment for streaming. Listen, I'm telling y'all, that shit ain't cheap for real. That shit ain't cheap for real. You need a lot of equipment to do streaming. But shout out to Mike Larry, one of the biggest supporters of the channel. He says, "Good luck on your endeavors, King Jesus." Again, shout out to Mike Larry for the $100 in the super chat. He has been one of the biggest supporters of the channel this week. Shout out to Mike Larry for sponsoring the Sunday Review Show. Mike Larry is now the sponsor of the Sunday Review Show. Shout out Mike Larry with the $100 in the super chat. I'm gonna leave that up there. Roach is dumb. He throwing one shot like he a power puncher. And you know what, J-Man, what I was saying, I was like, it's cool, Roach, a pocket fighter, but how you a pocket fighter and you don't got no power? How are you a pocket fighter and you don't got no power? And you're not even like just breaking dudes down. You're not even breaking them down while you in the pocket to eventually lead to the stoppage. So what are you doing in there? Just staying busy? You in the pocket trying to outscore people? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So let's see what else we got. Let's go to YouTube and check out some let's go to YouTube and check out some interviews and post-fight stuff. What you know? I got to feel. Got to be real. Got to be real. Y'all heard that song in the background? That's one of my favorite songs. Let's watch the interview. Let's watch the full interview. When I get a producer, y'all, we're gonna be able to do stuff much smoother. Here we go, y'all.
Marcos Viegas, Fight Hub TV, here with Lamont Roach Sr. Lamont, I know the night didn't go the way you guys planned it, but just give me an overall thoughts on the decision tonight with your son and Zepeda.
Well, it was Zepeda came with a game plan. He came with his A game. We just couldn't get it going. Be honest with you, we just couldn't kick. We wasn't getting it going tonight. We couldn't kick and get. But he fought good. We battled back, but he was still in them rounds with little flurries, like 2 or 3 different sets where he would get those early rounds. I think would swing his way, that's what the judges seen.
Why do you think you guys couldn't get it going? What do you think was missing there?
I mean, he slipped. He was slipping good, but he wasn't coming back like he normally do. Uh, we'll talk more about it. I watched the fight with him, getting his head, see what was going on. But it was opportunities that we left on the table, a lot of them, and for some reason he just couldn't get it going.
Yeah, the volume of Zepeda is always like a difficult thing to handle. But how was he feeling with that pressure as the rounds kept going?
It wasn't, boy. Actually, it wasn't to me. I don't think he was as busy as he normally be. So it wasn't even a volume. We neutralized it.
My bad, y'all. I'm just talking. He wasn't. Zepeda wasn't as busy as he normally. Remember, I was like, damn, it looked like Zepeda finna try to box in there with Roach. I said that the first 2 rounds, and I was like, I don't know how this gonna be if Zepeda try to box with Roach. Because you remember the first 2 rounds, Roach was having success with the jab and the check hook, you know what I'm saying? Angling out. He was having success with all of that. Zepeda looked different in that fight, y'all. He did not look like he normally looked. Zepeda showed a different wrinkle in his game, if I must say. He showed a different wrinkle in his game.
A little bit, but I don't think it was that. We go back, you see, we had a lot of opportunities that we didn't capitalize on, and a lot of stuff we worked on. I just got to talk to him. I got to watch the tape with him and see, exactly what was going on. But we just weren't clicking tonight.
What did he say to you after the fight? How is he feeling?
A little down. He didn't feel like he didn't perform at his best. He a little upset. Of course, he chased greatness. He one of them throwback fighters. He getting there with anybody. This is not the end of that road for us. This is not the last chapter in our book. We'll be back stronger than ever. We're gonna talk about it, see what's actually went wrong, and fix things.
Do you think, now looking at it, do you think he should have boxed and moved a little bit more? I know at times when he was against the ropes, it might have worked against him because Zepeda could have racked up points there with the judges.
That's what I'm saying. When we did do it, we slipped the first 3 or 4 shots. We didn't come back with nothing. So, of course, if somebody throw the 6, 7, 8 punch, you're bound to get something in. But we didn't capitalize off the misses early on, and it changed. We didn't punch with them like we planned on.
Was he trying to just throw like a big one, like catch him there?
Let me tell y'all because see, when I analyze a fight and then I get it, I guess, quote unquote, wrong. I don't think I got this wrong. I pointed out different scenarios of how the fight can go. And the scenario of Lamont Roach not letting his hands go was pretty much what happened. But when I get a pick wrong, I look and I see, okay, what did I miss? What angle of this fight did I miss? And the angle, what's up, T Yoda? What's up, the most hated in the building? We got the homie J-Man in the building, Hannibal in the building, Ishmael, what's up, Ishmael? We got 10 of them. What's up, 10 of them? Blaze P for P. Big Supreme in the building. What up, Big Supreme? I want to make sure I speak to everybody. All right. If I haven't spoke to you, put a 1 in the chat. What up, One Hitter? The homie One Hitter. Me and One Hitter be cutting up in the chat. Who else we got? All right, that's everybody. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? We got 57 people in the building. Please punch the like button. I want to get 100 likes before we get off of this live. Who too low? Y'all can't hear me? Somebody say Lamont thought that nonchalant shit was gonna work. Let me say this, right? This is the angle I missed in this fight. I was thinking in my head, if Lamont Roach got some pop and he's able to punch in between Zepeda's punches and keep his angles, he would be successful in this fight. But what I didn't think about and the angle that I missed, y'all can't hear me? Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Oh, he said my volume is fine. Okay. Aircraft carrier say it didn't matter 2 cents. Zepeda just bulldogs all that. But this is what I was saying. What I didn't equate for, right, is that Lamont Roach got 2 back-to-back draws. And it's like they said Lamont Roach didn't do enough. He didn't do enough. So I don't know why I was thinking he was going to do enough this fight. Because not only did Lamont Roach need to do enough, he needed to do more against a power puncher. I mean, against a volume puncher like Zepeda. Even though Zepeda didn't really go in there, I think they said Zepeda threw like 800 something shots. He didn't present those shots in a way that he does in his other fights. He really was using a jab. He really was setting up shots. He really was taking angles. He was using his feet in that fight. So I think I should have considered more. Oh, not only is he gonna have to do more than he normally does to win and not get a draw, he's gonna have to do more than doing more to look good against Zepeda, because Zepeda is a volume puncher. So it's really hard to look good against a fighter like that. So that's the angle that I feel like I missed.
Or like,
I told him to stop loading up. He was trying to home run, load up a little too much. Lamar has great speed as well. He was saying shots. He was saying things in there as well. He just wasn't countering like he normally do.
I was thinking he would be able to counter a little bit better in boxing there. But what was the plan that you guys prepared for this fight?
Yeah, we was going to box and counter, not do too much. You can't run around the ring with Zepeda and let him just catch you, not set. He just could jump on you. We was gonna mix it up, and we did it in spurts. We didn't do it consistent enough. Like in the early rounds, I thought those early rounds could have went either way, but he probably had a few more incidents in there that swung the rounds his way, where he went up with that open scoring 3-1.
Yeah.
On 2 of the card, we was even on one, 3-1, but I think it could have been easy.
Damn, they had the open score and Lamont Roach still couldn't pull it out.
2-2 or 3-1 our way if we capitalized on some stuff in that ring.
Yeah, did the open score at all like affect the game plan? Like, did you think like it was useful for you guys?
I'm not a big fan of it. It could, like I said, it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. Ain't had nothing to do with the fight. You do now. You see, you got to get rounds, and knowing you get rounds, you can plan a little differently. But we should came back in that second half and at least closed the even going into the final 4. Like I said, he just had a few more moments than us in those rounds where I think
we got 64 people watching and we only got 41 likes. Y'all, please punch the like button. It's free. Just punch the like button. It's free. I need at least 100 likes before I get off the live. If you enjoying the show, let me know. Just hit the like button. Shout out to Fresh313 with the $4.99 in the super chat. He says, Roach was robbed last night. He was fighting for a draw, but couldn't get the nod from the refs. Shout out to Fresh313. All right, let's get back to
the
it.
judges his way.
Do you think at all like the reason why he was loading up on some of the punches was to try to avoid what happened in the last 2 fights? Like, do you think that was like on his mind at all?
It could have been, but I was trying to, talk to him like those 2 draws was bad decisions, and I wanted him to remember that. Stay within yourself. We just was victim of box and politics, and not change who you are. Just add to it. Zepeda was never been stopped, so everybody's saying we're gonna be the first to stop him. It's been great to do it, but we was prepared to go 12 rounds and beat him. However, in a tough, gritty fight, a boxing match, we were prepared for it all. We just weren't clicking.
In terms of where you guys go.
Man, Roach, I can't believe you let Zepeda whoop your ass like that, bro. Just let your hands go.
Go from here, I guess, what's the plan? What are you thinking? I know it's still early, but what are you guys looking forward to in the future?
Like I said, it's still early. We won all the big fights. Ain't nothing changed with that, We had one after our loss. We came right back after this loss. Lesson, I'm going to say it's a lesson. We'll come back sharp and stronger. And he'll be a world champion again for sure. We can bank on it.
All right, Senior, I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Here with Lamont Roach, post-fight against Zepeda. Lamont, just talk to me a little bit about tonight, man. I know it didn't go your way, but what did you think about overall how the night went?
Tonight wasn't my best night, but no excuses. Hats off to Zepeda. They came prepared, and
Y'all make sure to support the channel. They finna demonetize me because I got this song.
when all else fails, you fight, and that's what I did. My timing was a little off. I was throwing one big shot, and they was capitalizing with the work rate. So, it was just a lot of things that was just a little off, and then on top of that, he was punching.
Yeah, what about tonight was the most difficult you feel, or why were things just a little off you feel?
Tonight he was just a little better. He was, and this just tonight. He was defensively a little better. Moved his head. He used his feet in certain instances. He wasn't just a straight come forward fighter tonight, and it offset me a little bit. So.
The volume at all.
So he said he wasn't a straight come forward fighter tonight. So off the rip, that lets you know he fought differently than his last fight. They were expecting him to come forward and throw a bunch of punches, volume punching. That's what they expected him to do. He switched the game plan up on them now. Now, this is what separates, right? The quote unquote elite fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what separates the quote unquote elite fighters from very good fighters. An elite fighter would have been able to make that adjustment, overcome, and still win the fight. We want to have this elite fighter conversation. I get it, the rankings, the top 10, but what people really are saying when they say elite, and the issue with trying to say somebody ain't fought no elite fighters is it's not that many of them. It's not that many of them. And the difference between an elite fighter and a very good fighter is their ability to make in-ring adjustments, in my opinion. And what Lamont Roach is telling you right now, even though according to the numbers, the statistics, we could say Lamont Roach is an elite fighter, but as a boxing fan, when we speak of elite, these are the things that we're mentioning. And what Lamont Roach just told you was he doesn't have an ability to make those in-ring adjustments in order to be victorious and come out on top. Right? Now, I get it. You rank top 5, you rank top 10 for the sake of that criteria and that scoring. Yes, we're going to say you elite. But when we speak of just the boxing, forget the belts, forget the rankings. When we forget all that and we just going off our eye test and what we see and how we feel about you as a boxer, just fan talk, I would say Lamont Roach is not elite. Right? It was a question mark. Is Lamont Roach elite? It was a question mark. But then we see a fight where you come in with a game plan. The other fighter didn't come in with the same game plan you thought they were going to have. And now you're unable to make the adjustments in order to be victorious. You were unable to make, and not only in this fight were you not able to make the adjustments to be victorious, you weren't able to do it in your previous fights either because they ended in a draw. So this is 1, 2, 3 fights in a row, and we have to give Lamont Roach his credit. He fought very valuable opponents. 3 fights in a row. He fought Tank, then he fought Pitbull, and now he just fought Zepeda. Nobody can complain about those fights. Nobody can shit on those opponents. The only thing we can say is that Lamont Roach, while he's a very good fighter, he's not elite because he is not able to make the adjustments to overcome and do the things that he needs to do to win. And that's it. That's my 2 cents. That's what I think, right? Elite, if we want to have a set criteria on what elite is, so it doesn't have to be subjective, I get it. Juke made a very good point of what elite means by the numbers and what a set criteria could be, that we could be like, is this fighter elite? Okay, are they ranked da 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 blah 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 blah? Okay, boom, we can call them elite. That is just for a set criteria where we can have a true definition of what elite really means. But when we step outside of that and we have the boxing fan conversations, when we truly want to figure out the elite of the elite, right? The people that stand out, the one or two in the division that we really feel is elite. We're gonna have to say that Lamont Roach don't have it. He just doesn't have it, and that's okay because a lot of people don't have it. Lamont Roach is a great opponent for anybody. He has a style that will give people trouble. He's just not elite, and that just is what it is. He's just not elite, and that's not a bad thing. It don't take away from nothing. This is the fight that we wanted to see. This was the third fight where we were finally going to determine, like, what's up with Lamont Roach, man? Is he going to be able to pull it off or not? Did some of the decisions he get, were they political decisions? Possibly. That's how this works, is boxing. But if you ask me, my 2 cents, I'm going to have to say Lamont Roach is not an elite
Other you,
fighter.
like, how was that?
I mean, the volume is expected. So, I knew it was going to be tough regardless, unless, unless I caught him with a good shot. But, that didn't happen. So,
I see that you're icing your hand. You didn't sustain an injury at all, did you?
Nah, I just messed my thumb up a little bit, but nah, not no major injury.
What'd you tell Zepeda when you guys went ahead and embraced there?
Oh, I told him good fight. He's a warrior. I'm going to make my way back to the opportunity. If we see each other again, the result won't be the same.
Man, do y'all have that casino jamming? Whoa, whoa. You got the best of my love. Whoa, whoa. That casino jamming. Shout out to Marshawn West with the $10 in the super chat. She says, 2 cents. You are my hero. Shout out to Marshawn West with the $10 in the super chat. Shout out to everybody supporting the channel today. You already know we always have a goal of 20 super chats every episode. We're at 6 right now. Y'all be sure to help support the channel. Yeah, that casino jamming though. That casino jamming. Appreciate
a lot of
you,
people
Marshawn.
felt that you would be boxing a little bit more. This will be the last one for you, Lamont. I just kind of noticed too. I spoke to your dad. Maybe you were going for like a one-hitter quitter. Why was that? Was it because of the past decisions?
It was just off. It was just off. I couldn't get to my shots like I wanted to, and then like I said, I couldn't make the best adjustment when he was actually using his footwork to skate out the way.
All right, Lamont, where do you go from here?
Back to the drawing board, back to the gym, and show that I'm one of the best fighters. Zepeda had a good night and he capitalized off of it. But I'm 1,000 times better than that, and I just got to get back in the gym to show it.
All right, we thank you for a great fight, Lamont, and I appreciate the time that you always give me as well. Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you.
Higher, higher, higher. Anyway, so I mean, he said he just had a bad night at the gym. I mean, he had a bad night in the ring. He just need to go make some adjustments. Listen, Lamont, I don't doubt that he can come back. Will Lamont get another title shot? I have no idea. Lamont, I'm sure he's made some decent money. He's really had some great fights. He's really got his name up. The people know who he is now. He now has a fan base. Like, this is like, shout out to Lamont Roach. Shout out to Lamont Roach. Let's see what Abdullah Mason had to say about the fight.
What Roach's game plan coming into it was, but I felt like he was going to have more counters. Like he was touching Zepeda with ones, but I felt like he could have followed up, like one, followed up some more, then step after that. But Zepeda, his punch rate was just too high for him.
So you have Zepeda winning?
Yeah, I got Zepeda winning for sure.
They're about to announce the score, but what do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I wasn't locked in for the full fight, but from what I've seen, I feel like Roach was holding his punches. And I feel like that's the reason why Zepeda might get the dub, because he was just letting them go. And, he threw way more punches and a lot more landed.
That's what I'm saying. Roach, why wasn't you letting your hands go? It was like Roach would have spurts in the round where he was letting his hands go, but then he would just be shutting up the rest of the round.
But the punches I seen Roach land were much cleaner, but he was just landing one at a time.
Hey, so what would you do? You seen this fight, right?
Yeah.
What would you do differently?
Try to win a little more.
Like how?
They asked Abdullah Mason, what would he do differently? This man said, try to win. I don't know if y'all know how funny that is to me.
Come out with a bigger appetite.
This is the opportunity right here.
I come out with a bigger appetite. You feel me?
What do you think Roach's problem is? What do you think he needs to work on?
I'm not sure. I don't know what his game plan coming into this fight was. So, you have to ask Roach that. But I feel like there's definitely some things, technical stuff that he could have done a little differently. Like I said, I felt like he was holding his punches a little bit. And a lot of stuff I felt like was there. But, it was a good fight.
Are you looking to unify with the winner as soon as they announce it? Is that your plan?
There's a lot of possibilities in my division right now, but I'm definitely open to that for sure. Most definitely, It was also a good win. That's another possibility. But I heard he might be moving up. But whatever's next for me, I'm definitely staying ready for. I would like to get another fight in before the end of the year.
He's open to staying. Murtai's open to staying at this weight class if he can unify only.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I feel like that'd be amazing. I feel like any one of these fights at this level in my career would be a great fight to prove where I'm at. And it's a career-defining fight right now. So that'll push me to that next level, I think.
How would you match up with the either or of these?
What y'all think? But Raymond Muratalla is going up to 40, so he's not going to be fighting Abdullah. Do y'all think that they will possibly make an Abdullah Mason Zepeda fight for the WBC? I'm hearing they're going to make Zepeda Tank fight, but I don't know about that. Do y'all think that they would put Zepeda in the ring with Mason? I don't know. That might be a bad style matchup, if we honest.
These two guys.
I feel like I come on top.
Y'all, the link is in the chat. I got about 40 more minutes. Don't come at the end.
For anybody who fought here tonight, I feel like we'd be able to cook up a game plan in the gym, and with my appetite, I feel like I'm gonna eat on fight night.
Are you surprised the fight with Murtai went the distance?
No, I'm not surprised it went to distance. I thought it would go to distance.
A couple of people are expecting a knockout. I know Tim Bradley even said that he expected it to be an early knockout.
Who said that?
Tim Bradley.
From who?
That Murtai was going to win by knockout.
Oh, that one of them was going to win by knockout? Yeah, I feel like one thing with Roach is he might have thought that his counters were going to surprise Zepeda, but Zepeda was just on it. So I feel like they might get Zepeda.
What if there's another draw?
Hey, I'm not gonna. I mean, I wasn't completely locked in for this fight, so I wouldn't be surprised because I ain't watched every round.
Oh, they're taking long. That's not a good sign when they take long, right?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Live reaction with Abdullah right here.
All right, that's enough. Why you at the fight, Abdullah? Talking about you ain't watch every round. What the hell was you doing? That was the main event. Oh, that's a YouTube video? Hold on, that ain't my link. Why y'all ain't said nothing? Y'all just keep letting me drop this link in the chat and it ain't even the StreamYard link? Man, I'm not about to play with y'all. Y'all didn't let me pin the StreamYard link and everything. That's how I know y'all wasn't even clicking it. All right. Link is pinned to the chat. So let's chat about this real quick. JD in the building. What up, Jay Dizzle?
What up, 2 cents?
What up, homie? What up, cuz? What up, cuz?
What up, cuz? Hey, look, man, you was I feel like we both was right about the fight.
Yeah.
I feel like Lamont, he I feel like he had less heart. He didn't have enough to like bite down. You know what I mean? And he's not known for his power neither. I honestly feel like Zepeda and Abdullah would make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I don't know if Top Rank will want to match those two up. You know, um,
Yeah.
I do have Abdullah stopping Zepeda though. You know, just because I watched how Shakur dealt with him, and then what Tevin Farmer was able to do. I feel like Abdullah has better timing than Tevin Farmer, and youth is on his side. Zepeda will be the older fighter, so I think that I don't think Zepeda will be able to take so many grimace and punches like that in between shots. And he don't have one punch knockout power, so it's just an accumulation and shit. So I mean he has power in both hands, but not enough to like sleep Abdullah, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, so what you think about the other fights? Like, what did you think about? Um, what did you think about Muratalo Concepcion, the Conwell fight? Like, what did and they said that guy. Let me
I
show you
thought
this. I watched the fight, but I didn't know at the time. I'm gonna find the video. What did you think about those fights though? The Conwell fight and the Muratalo fight, and do you see Conwell getting there with boots?
I feel like Conwell, he's a good fighter, but to me he seemed one dimensional. Like he can't close the show when he got a hurt dog. Like he closed the show, but he can't like get the guy out of there. The ref stopped it. You know what I mean? And granted, I know he do got crazy pop. He did kill a guy in the ring. I understand that, so the pop is real. But the right type of durable fighter, they could frustrate and like box Conwell ears off and make it difficult for him to, um, react. He doesn't really have good ring generalship. He had a hard time cutting off the ring. His feet were pretty slow. He came off a layoff, so he looked pretty rusty. Maybe if he stays active, he'll look a little more like a live dog. But him in the boots is like a recipe for disaster. Like I see that going the way I see Boots and Brian Norman Jr. I see it as like a gruesome stoppage. You know. As for Casey and Muratala, I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep on the fight.
Damn.
So it was a snooze fest. Muratala, it just seems like once he gets higher in competition, the knockouts are stopping. You know, like he can box. He can box really good. But you was supposed to get a guy like Casey out of there. Like if this dude at 130, what's his name? The dude that Casey out fought. I forget this guy's name. The Mexican guy. But y'all know
Muratalo.
what? Huh?
Muratalo.
Nah, not Muratala. The guy that Casey out fought that dropped him. I forget his name. But yeah, that dude, the one that fought Oscar Valdez and broke his jaw. Him, if he's able to drop Casey out, why wasn't Muratala able to drop him?
Muratalo was struggling. He said he had problems with the weight. That's why he moving up.
Yeah, but if you like that, you should be able to have some type of IQ to at least drop the dude. You know what I mean? Muratala, he been on record saying he's the best fighter in the division, and him fighting Casey out like that, you think you gonna get in there with Shakur and fight Shakur? And it look no. Like to me, Muratala and Rayo Valenzuela are on the same level. So if Shakur end up fighting Rayo, that should have looked the same way that it looked with Muratala. I mean Muratala not he a very good fighter. He's a good fighter. I won't even say he's very good. He's good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He he he's one dimensional too to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me play this video real quick, and then we're gonna pass the mic. to let everybody get their 2 cents off about the fights this weekend?
Es algo que me gustaría, donde él me diga 135, 140.
Good. Yeah, that's something very much like 135, 140.
Man, what the fuck? That was dumb. All right, y'all. I thought he was really finna say something. He said something in Spanish. You don't even know what he's talking about. What is up, Mr. Greg? What is your 2 cents? What you got for the fights last night?
Hey, Tucson, I was out to dinner, but I did see, I made sure I saw the um, Roach fight. I have to agree with you, and I've been saying it for a while with some other partners of mine. When you think about an elite fighter, it's not just that their talents are not just physical. Being able to make adjustments is a mental thing as well as your ring intelligence. What I'm seeing, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is my opinion, it's not in Lamont Roach. The fact that he was holding punches when it was obvious he needed to throw more than one punch. Why was he doing that? And that's something inside of you that's causing you not to keep your hands at home. So to call him an elite, he hasn't shown that and he hasn't done that. He's a very good fighter. He's a very good test for anybody in that division. But especially when you had open scoring, you should kind of see how the judges are seeing you, particularly in that first 4 rounds. To be able to make that adjustment is a talent in itself. And he wasn't doing that the entire fight. And he wasn't really, in my opinion, listening and performing and executing from what I was seeing was happening in his corner. They was telling him what to do, and he still wasn't really doing it. I know he had the desire to some degree to try to fight, but you're not going to do it when a guy is coming at you strong like Zepeda was consistently. He I'm not sure if he'll probably get another chance somewhere down the road. I believe if he fights enough, but what has to change is he has to change how he's going into these fights and how he's preparing mentally. Because I believe had he had done more than throwing one punch at a time, had he stayed off the ropes, he could have possibly, in my opinion, got the win. But it's just not in him. That second gear is what you need, because this guy is coming at him. Zepeda was coming at him very strong and consistently coming at him. He wasn't just moving forward. He was moving. He was using his jab a bit. He was getting an angle here and there, but he was consistent and he kept ramping up his assault on Lamont. And Lamont seemed to have been dwindling and looking for maybe a Hail Mary or get off of me kind of a punch with the one shots that he was giving. So I think what Lamont has to examine when they look at his fights and see, as his coach said, we had to look at this fight and see what's in his head. That's where the problem is. It's in his head. And they're going to have to get in his head to change how he thinks and change how he uses the skills that he has. Because I think it's very possible. I mean, he doesn't have great power, but you have to have a determination, so to speak. You see that you're down, you got to bring that up. And the only way you're going to bring it up is to land more punches. And to land more punches, you have to throw more punches. And he wasn't doing that. And something inside of him, like I said, he doesn't have it. That gear wasn't there. That mentality wasn't there. And it may be too late to get it there because sometimes your habits are ingrained and you'll continue to fight that way. I didn't see him doing anything different in the last 3 fights, to be quite honest. There were some good moments, but you have to, if you're going to be elite, you have to step outside yourself and you have to go beyond what anybody thinks that you're capable of doing. I mean, everybody was saying Zepeda look different. Great. Is that not how you would expect the Lamont and anybody else to look different, to look better, to look improved? And Lamont didn't. And I can't explain why it is other than I don't think it's in him. So that's how I see it. He doesn't have that extra oomph, if you will, to be considered an elite fighter. But he is a great fighter, and he should still get. He didn't get beat up too badly to the point where you got to sit down for about a year and a half. I think that he has to ask us, he has to decide who he wants to be in that ring in order to win and be a champion and remain that. And that means that there has to be an overall of how he's fighting right now and how he's thinking. But that's my opinion about Lamont being an elite fighter, so forth. And I hope we see him again. He's from here and from this area, and I would love to see more guys down here get more opportunities and more guys down here to actually fight the other guys in the other parts of the country that's in the boxing world right now. I didn't see the other fights too well. Like I said, I wasn't really at home. We were at a restaurant, and the owner had it in his office, so I was up in the office having a drink with them. So that's what was going on last night. But I got home, and I came in just as you was getting ready to go off because I asked you about your son then, but he had already tuned out. Just as I got
yeah. He won, y'all. Everybody got disqualified out of his division, so he won by default.
Hey, bro. Hey, what you got Devin Haney on stage for?
That's something that happened to me and winning the fight. And I don't know how your son might have felt, but I know when you train like that, you actually want to fight.
Oh yeah, he's very irritated. He's very irritated.
Yeah,
because you got to make weight and everything. So think about, we woke up, we drove down there, you done made weight, and it's just like it's a lot. I hate the fact that boxing, you have to depend on your opponent to do what they supposed to do too.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I hate about boxing. Like, you can't just show up and compete. Like it also on somebody else to show up and do what they supposed to do. That's one of the main things that I hate about boxing. But let's say this, and then I'm gonna pass it to Juke. The challenge I think that we're having with Lamont Roach is he got that draw with Tank, and people kind of like just lost their minds. And then you have people running around saying he beat Tank. And it's crazy because when I hear people talk about that fight, they literally say Lamont Roach. It's not like they be like, it was a draw, but I think he beat him. No, they speak like Lamont Roach really beat Tank. And he didn't beat Tank, y'all. He had a good fight with Tank. It was a draw. Neither one of them was able to pull it out. And the reason why, ever since the Tank fight, we've been trying to figure out if Lamont Roach is elite or not, because you niggas been lying. That's why. This is why we get in situations we get in, because y'all lie about how skillful and what fighters really are capable of. I had people telling me Lamont Roach was gonna fight Pitbull off the back foot and box. Have y'all ever seen Lamont Roach fight off of the back foot and box anybody, y'all? I've never seen that. So y'all get these romanticized views of these fighters simply because you want to, I don't know why y'all do that. And so now we got a situation where you got Lamont Roach in there with Zepeda, and people thinking he just finna go in there and just do all this and do all that to Zepeda, when that's outside of who he really even is as a fighter. But since y'all want to run around talking about he beat Tank, like, the shit is just not true. Like, we gotta have more honest boxing conversations, because then when it's time to actually be honest about it, it's like nobody want to talk. Nobody, because y'all gotta walk back or you gotta create more dumb shit to say to deflect from the other dumb shit you just said. And now we're stuck in the loop of dumb shit, if y'all haven't noticed. And I'm telling y'all now, we're not doing that on my channel. You come on my panel with dumb shit, dumb talking points, and all of that type of shit. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion over here. But this shit y'all doing to like purposely get kicked off of panels and all of that other shit, I'm telling you now, I'm just gonna kick you off because you asking for it. What's up, Juke? What you got for the show?
Hey, Juke.
Hey, how y'all doing? You're so funny.
We good.
Circular dumb shit. I would just say, let me preface this conversation because I get what you're saying about elite. I was saying the same exact thing. So when I say elite, I'm using it in the way that we use it in boxing, not the textbook definition of it, right? So I get it. I think that it was a good fight. I picked Lamont to win mainly because I wanted him to win. I thought I could have won it either way. Because I think that they both had ways to beat one another. I really wanted, I wanted Lamont to win because I was hoping this would like add to his, like, if he was to fight Tank, right? I just thought that rematch, I wanted that rematch really bad. So I was kind of rooting for him. I really was rooting for him. Plus, he's an American fighter, why not? And I like Lamont. But he came up short. And I think that it's a mixture of both. I think that Lamont didn't do enough, as well as Zepeda did. Like, he actually, because we know the Zepeda like throws a gazillion punches, but I thought what he did, which was smart, he was more about accuracy. He moved around. His guard was tight. He actually used the guard, because there's been times where, like, sometimes Zepeda don't even use a guard. And I'm just rewatching the fight now, looking around 2 and 3, and how he made Roach miss a lot because of that guard, right? And I noticed that, like, there's this one part where, like, Roach goes to throw this really, like, this almost like a haymaker, kind of like a looping shot, and he missed. So I'm like, Zepeda's a big target, you missing. So I thought personally, so I'm gonna start with Zepeda. Zepeda, yes, the volume was still on point. He moved around a little bit better, right? His guard was better. Although he didn't have to use it as much, because I feel like Lamont barely went for any straights, but whatever. Or he barely looped over it. Like, he did a few times in the beginning. And that's why, like, Zepeda's ear was really red, but he didn't do it enough, right? I thought he did a good job at that. He did get hit with a shot or two, especially in the beginning, and I could tell it wobbled him. It may have stunned him just like momentarily. He didn't hurt him or nothing, but I can tell that the shot hurt, right? But I don't know if y'all remember, I also said on Cam's show, maybe it was your show, I can't remember who it was. I said, I think that this fight, the determining factors is going to be who is able to go to the body. Because I said people don't tend to go to Zepeda's body, and people don't, all right, we already know about the situation with Roach does with, his body. He kind of keeps his short kind of high. And this was probably the lowest I've seen his shorts, and I don't know how long. So I thought he did a good job of going to Lamont's body, like, definitely. And I think that really kind of slowed him down a bit, right? That's what he did well. Now, getting to Roach, I think Roach, like, he started off pretty good. Like, I think in the beginning, a lot of people were giving Zepeda, like, even the like, I don't really go by CompuBox. I think they can be probably accurate in how many.
But hold on, Drew, not to cut you off. Let me say this real quick. Did you think both of their defenses was looking good at the beginning of the fight? Because I was like, damn, they both on their defense.
Yeah, and again, right. That's what I'm saying. In the beginning, their defense was on point. Like, that's what I was saying. People are like, oh, like, Zepeda throwing all these shots. Yeah, but he wasn't landing in the beginning, and Lamont wasn't landing either. Like, they weren't landing as many shots. It was just a lot of shots thrown. And so, but as the time went on, as Zepeda started going to Lamont's body, he slowed down a little bit, right? And again, Lamont's shorts are not as high as they normally are. It's just my opinion. Well, no, I'm looking at it right now. They're not. We can do it side by side if we got to, but that's just my opinion. And I think that he started to really get to the body. Also, again, Lamont is not used to throwing all them different shots, but he did up his output a little bit if you go by CompuBox, which is not always accurate, but according to CompuBox, this was probably the most punches he's thrown ever. He threw more punches than he threw in the Pitbull fight. So I think that was one of the issues. Again, the other thing, and I don't know if this this is due to the body work, but it looked like Lamont's, like, his accuracy was terribly off. Like, at first, it could have just been the defense between them both in the beginning. But as the fight started to reach its turn towards, like, the 5th, 6th, 7th round, like, his accuracy was very off. And I think if you're fighting a volume puncher like that, even if you can't throw as many shots as them, you need to be highly accurate. Like, and so you can't have both off. You can't get punched like over, like, you can't have lower output and you're not hitting the target as much. I thought he did a lot of unnecessary moving, and I get it. Like, and he would move, but you're still getting hit. Like, I don't know. It was just a really off night. But to me, Zepeda did add some. No, he looks like the same Zepeda. I'm not saying like it was drastically different, but he did add some tweaks. I even saw Zepeda using the jab a little bit. I'm like, okay, I see what him and Pitbull doing. Y'all, getting a little jab. I like that. And I think that this is nothing that like that Lamont can't come back from. But I also think sometimes, and me and Rick Tim said it, sometimes you fight your competition. And I think you're very right in that, like, as my grandma used to say, people start smelling themselves. Everybody told him that, oh, you beat Hank and you did this and you did that, and and you kind of get to your head. And I don't know if he didn't prepare well, because he was listening to the trainer, but that happens. And sometimes you can have an elite performance. For example, Buster Douglas had a really great performance once. Did he ever match it? No. Lamont has time to show that, right? But today he did not. And last fight he did not. I thought he kind of could have lost to, without that point deduction, he would have lost to Pitbull. I also thought that he lost to Tank. That's just my opinion. I thought he again started too late, way too late. And I just didn't think that there's no way after 7 clear rounds I can give Lamont. Like there's no way. I didn't give him 5 clear rounds. Like I just didn't, right? He there was some competitive rounds, but there's no way. But that's just, that's how I feel about it. But I think that he needs to one other factor that could have played a part, because he just wasn't putting together. I'm wondering if the weight cut, and I'm not trying to give him an excuse, I'm wondering if the weight cut is a part of it. I thought when he fought Pitbull, he put on a lot of muscle to me. And I thought he put on almost too much muscle. Like he looked hulky, like the Hulk. And when he get that picture next to Boots, he looked gigantic. I'm like, damn, why you do that big? That's just 5 pounds. So that could be a factor. I don't know. Maybe he want to like look into it, because I think he okay at 135. But again, he's always been bigger. Again, people keep saying, "Oh, he came from 130." Yes, but he had more fights in 135 than Tank did. So he's always been a slightly bigger person. So if he can't figure out how to get the tweaks at 135, maybe he want to consider going back to 140. I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was still a good fight. Zepeda absolutely deserved that win. But yeah, I don't think that Zepeda won as many clear rounds in the beginning as people said, because they barely let the people, they weren't landing as much. So that's what I feel about that. Murataya, I feel like he was flat also. Like not flat-footed per se, but you know how you just have a flat performance, like you're just not like I can tell.
He was flat. He said he had trouble with the weight cut, so he moving up.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And that's what I want. Yeah, you see look how muscular he was. Look how muscular. That's a lot of muscles who cut, and that's what like that. Is that what made you? And then look at how he looked last night. He way smaller. So how did you? Did you have to? I'm wondering, did you have to use a lot of your camp time to cut that all down? Did you? There's a lot of things, or it just because you just didn't prepare as well. Zepeda was the better man that night. It is what it is. But that is a lot of muscle. I thought he put on way too much muscle. Unless he's gonna stay up there, then fine. But that was a lot if you anticipated coming back down. That can really get you hurt putting on that much muscle. But yeah, I thought that Murataya just seemed a little flat. And I think you said, I think it was the weight thing. It's time to go on up, bro.
Yeah.
What's the other guy? I can't remember the
Conwell.
Yeah, Conwell. Conwell looked good. Like I said, he was hurting the guy. And I think that he needs to be a little bit, because he looked much better than his last performance. So I'll give him that. And then it was another fighter on there. Oh, what's his name? Quentin Randall.
That's the list right there. That's the list right there, Jude.
Oh yeah. Randall. I really wanted Randall to win, but he didn't. So I missed part of it, but it is what it is. So
no, but a lot of people feel like Quentin Randall got robbed. I forgot to mention that one. A lot of people felt like Quentin Randall got robbed.
Yeah. So I missed some rounds. When I saw he was winning, I missed some rounds though. So I said maybe I missed something, but I didn't see every round because I kind of
got robbed.
Okay.
Hey, we got 63 people in the building. If you're new here, punch the subscribe button. Listen, people is watching my shows, but they not hitting the subscribe button. Like, I don't understand. I got crazy returning viewers. I got crazy new viewers, but nobody punched the subscribe button. Y'all punch the subscribe button, please. You finished, Juke, so I can pass it to Enigma. All right. Enigma. Hey, I got 62 people in here with 53 likes. I need 10 more likes, y'all. Can I get 10 more likes? Go ahead, Enigma.
Y'all hit the like and subscribe button, man. Do that for the lady, man. She up here putting in work, man. You know what I mean? But I think as far as the fight's concerned, I think Lamont Roach and William Zepeda, man, it was a good fight. It was a good rumble. But, the better man won that night. Zepeda won. He outworked him, That's just simple and plain. I still think Lamont is one of those ones, though. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I still think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. He's a great fighter. I put him up there with the Shakurs and Devers and all. I put him up there with them. He just couldn't find it last night. Because if you look at it, looking back at the Tank fight, Lamont Roach gave Tank a lot. I ain't gonna front. That was a real good rumble. I mean, I think it should have been a draw. It should have been a draw. I didn't see a clear winner in that fight because I don't feel like Tank did enough, and I don't feel like Lamont Roach did enough. So I feel the draw was right. Fuck that fucking shit with Tank taking a knee. Fuck all that. You know what I mean? I think Randall, I think he got jerked, man, because of old boy is the prospect, up and coming, the young guy. You know, I feel like he got robbed. He did better than Dude. He was slicker. Dude couldn't really touch him. A lot of that shit he was throwing wasn't landing. He did a lot of shoe shine and shit. That shit looked all right to the judges, but it wasn't fucking landing. You know? Far as more attire and you know, I think Conceição was putting hands on Morataya, man. Like Morataya was getting hit. He was definitely getting fucking hit. Conceição was getting hit too. You know what I mean? It was a good rumble. You know, I think that fucking Andy Cruz and Morataya, that fight was close. I feel like that fight should have been a fucking draw. But hey, what the fuck do I know? You know? And who else was on that card, Hussein? Who else was on the card? Hello? You?
Oh, I was on mute. They're gonna fight card right there. It's on the screen. You got Carrell, Randall, you got Conwell, Crow, Muratala, Conceição, Zepeda, Roach.
The Cromwell, he didn't find another gear, yo. He could have stopped the old boy, man. I don't know, like it seemed like he was smothering a lot of his work too. Like he was smothering a lot of his punches. You know, I think he could have got old boy up the fuck up out of there. He could have got him up out of there. It was a good rumble. He just didn't find it. He couldn't find the next gear. That's all I feel about that shit.
All right. Big Supreme in the building. Hold on, let me hit y'all with a drop real quick.
Listen really close, shit's about to get real. For all you lame opponents, come and step into my field. I'm going savage, y'all don't give a fucking how they feel. I'm calling out names, so let me show you what's the deal. Let's start with Dylan, while let's keep it real. You can't fight your money hungry for the life, but you don't really got no stripes. Joshua knock you down, so I finish your work. Bro, you're funny like a clown, tell me what is your work. And since you're talking funny, this one goes out to Tyson Fury. You must have bumped your head, talking crazy, boy, you're silly. Say you beat me with one hand, I really love to see that. Come and meet me in the ring, I'll lay you flat in your back. They run their mouth, but they don't step into the ring. I knock them down cause I'm Yo, this Thursday, my diss track is coming out. Make sure you guys tune in and listen to that shit.
Was that Supreme?
Hey, shout out to Andy Ruiz with the bar. Listen, I don't know if y'all know, but I support the rappers that do music. I support them all of them. When Danny Garcia was dropping raps, I was playing them on here too. If you rapping and you a boxer, we gonna drop it on here. Shout out to Andy Ruiz. Big Supreme,
that song is so whack.
What you got for the show?
That song is just whack. What's up, OG? What's up, everybody? I don't know what's wrong with your man Roach. I'm highly upset with Roach. Disappointed.
Hey, I think
I don't know what's wrong with him. I thought he could stop him, but I figured I said that. I said if he doesn't have he doesn't throw a lot of punches, his work rate is low, he's gonna lose. But what I like about Zepeda, like he showed different wrinkles in his game. That means that he clearly went to the drawing board and worked on some things. I noticed he had faster feet than Roach. But
for sure.
Overall, I just think he got his ass whooped. And I'm disappointed. I'm glad I didn't get a chance to lock the bet in because I was gonna take Roach for the stoppage. But some things was going on that distracted me. I'm glad because I really would have been ripping my shirt off. But Moratala, I think he had like the opportunity to stop Conceição, but he stopped going to the body. I don't know. There's something wrong with Moratala. Maybe it's the weight cut or something like that. Maybe when he get to 140, he might look a little more explosive and stronger. But when he had him hurt to the body, he just like ignored it and didn't go back to the body. I don't know why he did that. But overall, I thought the fight was really good. But to me, the fight of the night or the day was, I don't know if y'all seen Mark Chamberlain versus Peace O'Leary. Did y'all see that fight?
Yeah, that was on the prelim card though, right?
Nah, that was the main event on a Queensbury card. That was to me that was fight of the year. I was really impressed with that fight.
And what was fight of the year?
Yeah, it was like 3 knockdowns. He knocked Mark Chamberlain down. They was bloody. It was a real scrap, and like it was a packed arena. I just the atmosphere. I was like, I like this fight a lot. So seeing the Zepeda fight, I was like, damn, Roach, like I don't know, man, like he got to go back to the drawing board. Like he thinks like he's like a heavy-handed power puncher. Like you can't throw one punch, two punches, and then think like I don't know. Maybe working with Mimo got him gas or something like that, but.
Yep.
Yeah, I was highly
That's my
disappointed.
thing. Is like how I realized this when I was talking about it. I think a couple days ago, and I was like, "How is Roach a pocket fighter with no power? It's not even like he breaking them down or something. He's able to stop him later. Like the nigga got no power. He not breaking nobody down. Like why is that your style?
You know what?
I don't know what was wrong with this guy. I'm looking at the screen like, yo, what's up with this kid? He's not going to the body. I seen one punch he landed to he had one punch to Zepeda's liver, and Zepeda like felt it. And I think Sergio Mora mentioned it, but like he never went back. So I'm like,
to be fair, he did. He caught Zepeda with some shots that hurt him, but he
Yeah,
didn't capitalize on it though.
You know,
he didn't
he's done
capitalize on
Zepeda
it.
at least 2 times, but I also think
that's what I was gonna say. Like his IQ is like off. Like he hit him to the liver. He buzzed him with a straight right, and he just like looked at him. I'm like, yo, what's up, with this dude? So I think
he just couldn't find it, yo.
Yeah, I think with Lamont, like I think he has the tools, but like he doesn't have like the IQ to implement them. I think that's his issue.
You know what?
I think his IQ is severely lacking.
I'm rewatching it, and I'm just okay. So a few observations. One, did y'all, in y'all opinion, and Zepeda's speed? I mean, I think Zepeda always hit with speed, but to me, did Roach look a little
fast feet?
Right? No.
Did
right.
Roach look what?
No, he got fast hands and fast feet. I got it. But I'm saying to y'all, did Roach look a tad bit slower?
Yes, he definitely did. Yes.
He looked slower.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know I'm not tripping. I thought it was just me. He looked slower. 2, I do think Lamont has pop, and especially as of late, like his like even the fight before, like the fight when he fought, he's at 130 when he got his title. Before that, the fight I've seen him with some pop, right? But my thing is, and now that I'm thinking about it, you know, I always said he was a really big 130 pounder. At 135, like I say, he's bigger than Tank, bigger than a lot of other people. And I'm looking like Zepeda was the bigger man in there. And I'm wondering, is it that he doesn't have pop, or is it that the people he's been in there fighting are just smaller? Is that possible?
Yeah, because he was at 130. Yeah, because he was at 130. That's a good point.
Has he fought anybody as large as Zepeda?
No.
Oh no.
Okay, then
no, he
that
hasn't.
explains a lot.
He hasn't.
That explains a lot, and that's why that the people like I know Drew always talk about size, but it makes a difference, and that would explain it. But I didn't think.
But he stopped Gavin. I believe he stopped Gavin Reset. It was at 30, wasn't it, or no?
Who? I don't remember. I don't know. I have to look that up. But I'm just thinking, most of the people he's fought, I got to thinking about it because I'm like, oh yeah, Zepeda is a nice little size bigger. And I'm not saying, you know, because he absolutely stunned Zepeda, right? But I also think, you know, Zepeda's bigger, and I'm just thinking, did he fight anybody that's 130? I know he didn't.
Mm-mm.
And then he had some fights at 135, but I don't remember them like when he had this considerable.
And we gotta talk about how good Zepeda looked.
Yeah,
he looked great.
I think Zepeda looked good.
He looked fucking great.
Yeah,
he was in and out.
But then again, I thought Lamont.
He looked great.
I thought Lamont lost the Pitbull fight. That was just me. I
thought he lost it too.
I do too. I agree. I thought he lost Pitbull.
You know,
yo, Tay, I was gonna say it, Tay, but I didn't want to rip my shirt off.
Who want to see Pitbull versus Zepeda? Because I do.
Me.
I would love to see that fight. I would love to see that.
Especially
I don't think he's going back to 135, bro.
Especially since they got their new improved jab going and their little movement, girl. I see
you know what I'm saying? That's a good fight.
Zepeda look, he looked really good, man. He looked
good. Tay said it. That man needed to be tested. I ain't want to rip my shirt off.
Who talking about Zepeda?
Yeah. Tay said it in the comments.
Yo, you right though, man.
That wasn't tested?
Yeah, they was tested.
Yo, you ain't see his back? I saw a lot of acne.
Supreme, it's so funny you just said that because, like,
nah, man.
You had the pepperoni back. I'm trying to show you.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it was kind of wept up a little bit, but I don't think.
Wait, Supreme.
No, hell no.
It's so funny you said that because the thought I'm watching, and I think I just finished the end of the 6th round. I'm rewatching it, and he turned around. I'm like, damn, he kind of pimply. I was like, maybe he just read, you know. I promise you that I just saw that, but I didn't say nothing. I'm like, man, they don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? But the only person, so I don't want to put that on him. I don't put that on him, but I didn't want to put that on. That's why I say that. But
I mean, Mont was hitting him in the back though. He was tearing his shit up.
Yeah,
nah, I don't want to hear it.
Getting hit back there.
I might just have to rip my shirt off. Tay, it's your fault,
I
Tay.
don't want to do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not gonna rip my shirt off. I'm just gonna unbutton my collar a little bit. I'm not gonna rip my shirt off. What I'm gonna say is, during the fight, I don't know if it was Chris Mannix. Who's the guy that's like, he sound like a wrestling commentator? It's not Sergio Morris, not Chris Mannix, it's the other guy. I'm not gonna remember his name, but he sounds like a wrestling commentator. He kept saying, where does Zepeda get this energy from? Where does he get this engine from? And I'm like, yeah, he sees it too. Like, I get it.
Bro,
some guys are workhorses. I get it, but like, bro, you throwing 100 and some punches around, 12 rounds. Come on, bro.
He's always fought like that.
Never show. I know he's always been suspect though. He always been suspect, bro.
But you know who threw more punches? You know who threw more punches than Zepeda?
Who?
I know the Jojo Diaz fight. They set a record.
No. Do you know who?
Who?
Who's at the record? Leo Santa Cruz.
Leo
I don't
Santa
think
Cruz.
Leo Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah, Leo was that. Yeah,
Leo set the record.
different.
Leo threw
He was
way
different.
more punches than Zepeda.
Nah, but
Leo was
look,
different.
Jojo Diaz and Zepeda set the record in the 10-round fight. They threw like 2,500 punches or something like that.
No.
That was crazy.
In a one round
versus not.
If it wasn't 25, it might have been 1,500. I might be over exaggerating a little bit, but they threw more than 1,500 punches.
Leo and some other Mexican.
That one round, the whole 10-round fight.
Between the both of them,
in the 10-round fight. In the 10-round fight between JoJo and Zepeda, they threw
Leo record
1,500
in a
punches.
12-round fight. Maybe Leo record is for a 12-round fight then, but he definitely got a record. I remember back then when he said
In the 12-round fight, they might have threw 2,000 punches. And I always looked at him as like suspect. Like, how you throwing all of these punches?
But I don't think Leo was suspect. I never suspected Leo. No thing on Peter.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not gonna throw the jacket on Leo. But it wouldn't shock me though.
Why even bring? I'm not doing that today. I'm not gonna do that today. But I will say this: the last time I saw somebody who if he do got a little something, but that could be whatever. I don't know. Those could be moles. I don't know. But the last person, if his back get to looking as bad as what's his name, then I'll say something. What's old boy? And I said it like years before. He was a middleweight champion. He's top ranked. What's his name?
Is always cheating.
What's the dude? He was a middleweight champion. He still got the WO because WO didn't strip him.
We're talking about Janabak?
Yes, I said it about Janabak years ago. I saw that back. Now Janabak back is crazy.
Janabak got the same back.
It's not that. No, it's not. No, Janabak back was ridiculous. I said, y'all don't see this? I knew that. I said something ain't right. So when he's not looking like Janabak, then maybe. But Janabak, and he was like, "Yeah, you're tripping," and then bloop bloop, he popped.
Hey, Prim, let me ask you a question. Prim. Hey, yo, is it me or does Lamont Roach not know how to fight going off the back foot?
He don't know how to fight off the back foot. He a pocket fighter.
Nah, I said that. That's why I said he's more like Tevin Farmer.
He need to go forward.
He can't fight off the back foot, and that's why I
like
said
he doesn't have good lateral movement.
But Zepeda had him on the back foot the whole fucking fight.
I know, and that's why he lost.
He was rarely on the front foot at all.
That's why he lost.
Right.
Except for the last round. The last round, he kind of tried to get on the front foot, but Zepeda was still pushing him back.
Yeah, and the problem is that, so this is the thing. Lamont Roach is a really good, like, inside mix, like, good on mixing it up. His, like, he's not as good on, like, for example, the Tank fight. If he has to move a lot, his punching while moving is not the best. And that's why I said Zepeda's movement and, like, pivoting and stuff is why I think Lamont missed so much. Like, and that's why I said, Tank, that was your mistake. Because that's why I said I think it was a good fight. I think he's really good, but I was like, Tank could have made it much easier on himself. And that's why he wasn't winning at first because he couldn't do anything because you keep moving. Even I don't care if it's front or backwards. He's sliding to the side, moving around. He has to set his feet. He has to. He can't do all that. He just doesn't have that's one of his things that he's just not that great at,
And it was
all
that body.
Everybody,
The Zepeda was killing this to the body.
It is now time to end the show. Listen, this is the one show y'all got to be on time for. You got to be on time for the Sunday review. 3 to 5 p.m. It's the only show I have with a time limit. Shout out to everybody that joined me today. Shout out Mr. Greg. Shout out Jupe. Shout out Enigma. Shout out Big Supreme. Thank you to everybody that joined me for the Sunday review show. We had some great fights this weekend. Shout out to William Zepeda on his victory, becoming the new WBC champion. And shout out to Lamont Roach, man. Lamont Roach has accomplished a lot in his last 3 fights. He got big names on his resume. He was able to get on the big stage. He got a fan base now. People know who he is. He has the opportunity to just improve. Maybe he'll get another title shot. I don't know. But he has proven himself to be a tough fight for anybody. And as a fighter, that's always a good position to be in, because that should mean you should always be able to get decent fights when people are actually looking for some good competition. We was able to go over the fight schedule, get the fight recaps for this weekend. We covered some boxing news, talked about some hot topics, and y'all be sure to join me Tuesday night, 9 p.m. for 2 Cents After Dark. That will be my next scheduled show. Be sure to check out my shorts and my videos that I drop throughout the week. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents in the comment section. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel today in the Cash App, in the Super Chat, or if you just simply punch the like button or the subscribe button. Thank you. I want to let everybody know that I appreciate you. Great fights this weekend. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, muting you when you're trying to talk, leaving you in the background, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
You know, it's crazy because where I'm from, they say BTA, belt the ass. But I tell them I'm the buckle. It hurt more.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, you good pretty much in anything you do. I will give you that.
But if I got
you will cheat. You will cheat.
Hey, look, everybody keep saying I'm cheating for no reason.
You will cheat.
Shakur versus Devin now. My take is I don't care about that fight anymore. The steam of it is gone. Now it just gives us a bad taste because of the circle jerk. Y'all had months to make that fight happen, bro. Now it's back to the same argument. I'm over it. And if y'all make it happen, don't do it in public. Nobody want to hear that shit on X. All right, it was cute the first time, but to bring up old arguments, I really ain't got that kind of time. Now, hey, I said 144, but why not 147? Remember when you said, hey, I remember the first, I didn't like it the first time. To relive it, to have a sequel is bullshit. Ain't nobody got time for that. Man, give me Devin versus Jack Catterall. Give you anything you can handle.
On my way to Vegas. September 13th, we going to take it. Yeah, no silver spoons. No silver spoons. 3-time undisputed champion on the way. You don't get no better than that. Let's go make history.
You know, it's crazy because where I'm from, they say BTA, belt the ass. But I tell them I'm the buckle. It hurt more.
Beautiful. Wow, look like a new fighter. It look like a new fighter. He's setting that fight. Big fight. He's laying some sand up. Oh, shit. Another one in the boots. Regular. It's regular. He's back. Regular. Boots is holding. Boots is holding. Regular. Fucking fighter. Ladies and gentlemen. Regular. He's regular. Fighter. fighter. 23-year-old fucking kid.
Wow, what a round.
Regular fucking
What a
fighter.
round.
Regular fighter.
What a
Fuck all
round.
y'all hoes. Say something, bitches. Regular fighter. Regular fucking fighter.
All them misses.
It don't matter what he do. It don't matter what he do. I don't care what he do. A regular fighter. This is a war. This is a great fighting fight.
No, man, nigga, it's fight.
They about to bang the fuck
Well,
out.
let's fight then. Yo, this is the fight. This is the fight of the year. This is the fight of the year. This is the fight of the year. This is the fight of the year.
He never been here before. Moose never been hurt. Y'all never seen
Well, we
Moose
about to
hurt.